Yeah, so we'll go on Gazala first. Gazala is actually a map from Battlefield 1942. You could play on all the original maps when the mod started out. They did gradually add their own maps. But it's fun to play on this map because it fits the vibe. And you get way more cool guns. You still get 5 classes. You get Special Ops, which is a fun one. Sniper, Assault, Anti-Armor, Heavy Assault, and Support. Ooh, 6 classes. Actually, that is 6 classes. I am surprised. I think they added Special Ops later. So let's go to the American base. Yeah, so this is way more fun for me than Battlefield 1942. This was awesome, and I was actually doing internal beta testing for the team at one point. A guy I met in the Unreal Engine community, which I was a part of, I guess, back in the day, got me in touch with the developers of the game and got me on as a beta tester, and they only had like 100 beta testers who they gave private keys to come and test the maps on their servers. And some of the maps were in early stages, and some of them were like just like white, untextured, and some of the maps never even saw the light of day. So I've seen maps that the public hasn't seen, which is pretty cool. I wish they were in the game. This is a DPV, it's a desert patrol vehicle. It's like trying to drive the motorcycle on Battlefield 1. It's got that terrible handling to it, but it's like the fastest vehicle in desert combat, on the ground anyway. Wow. Oh, we got an inside camera, I didn't notice that. Whoa! Shit! Roll cage. See, it didn't have that self-writing, in Battlefield 1 you have a kind of self-writing system where you get in a car and here it's doing what I just did there. That happened because I was on the right kind of slope, but in Battlefield 1 it automatically does it, even though there's no physics to suggest that there'd be a reason why the vehicle would go back on its wheels again. Oh, look at that swerve I did, nice. And we've got a Humvee here. So I think I'm in the wrong seat. They're pretty fast as well. Nice for getting around him. It actually feels faster now, it shouldn't be. It feels faster than the DPV is. I think it's just because the camera's set further back and it gives you the illusion. Here's an anti-air emplacement that the Americans have. This has a rocket launcher on top. Not going to fire at the vehicles because I like them. I also played builds of this game where the sounds didn't sound like this. I think this one was different. A few of the rocket launchers just have different sounds now, and different effects to how they used to. Can I say enemy sub detected?
Enemy sub detected.
Yeah!
Enemy sub detected. Enemy ship located.
I love those ones. Enemy sub detected. It's a funny sound effect, I always remember that. Oh, F9 and F10 go in and out of my character, that's strange. So what else have we got here? I have a walk around. You've got your classic Abrams, the main battle tank of the Americans. That's really cool. How flat it is. Then over here you have an American anti-air thing. It's actually got a minigun emplacement on top, but it's not as cool as the Iraqis one, I'm afraid. I'll show you that later. Pretty cool. Let's see if we can get something dramatic going on here. Dramatic shot, there we go. Get an angle on it. can see it. Pretty cool with the minigun there. And there was one guy on the dev team who made these awesome cutscenes for the game. I think his username was Zorlak. And I think some of them, you might be able to find some of them on YouTube, just like really cool cutscenes. He actually got like a bunch of people in a server and asked them to, he basically conducted them and choreographed them to do things. It was really cool. This is a, I can't remember the name for this, but it's a huge rocket truck. That's very fun, very visually fun to use. Oops. But it can blow, you can blow yourself up. That's the thing that happens in these games. Your guns that are mounted on your vehicle can actually affect the vehicle, which is quite funny. You can blow your own wings off as a plane, and you can blow your own tank up with your main gun and shit like that. It's not necessarily a desirable mechanic, but it's kind of fun. If you know it's there, you know to avoid it, but you also know that your enemy can frigging blow themselves up, which is just funny, I think. This actually has more than one seat. There are multiple drivers in these vehicles. Obviously you see me jumping seats in a few of those, so that was present in these earlier games. This is way more fun than Battlefield 2. Battlefield 2 has a very similar style to this, but this game is way more fun. Actually, I think part of the team that did this game, this is an artillery cannon, by the way. That giant explosion. Part of the team that did this game went on to make Frontlines, Fuel of War, which I showed in some other YouTube videos. Some, like 2 of my other YouTube videos are of Frontlines, Fuel of War, which, coming back to it, is actually a really fun game. I didn't think so at the time I began playing it. Let's take this Hercules gunship out, if I can fucking get in. This was one of the very early vehicles in DC that everyone got to play straight off the bat before they started adding more interesting vehicles. It's got that giant cannon on the side, so you can basically devastate an area from the air if you like tilt like that, and you've got your gunner sitting in that seat. I wonder if I can do it before I crash. Maybe I can do it before I crash if I get high enough. Seats. Here we go. Oh, the plane's tilting.
Roger that.
Can I get in? Oh no, there's no way. Parachute. Parachute. Fuck. Oh shit. Oh, it survived. Oh yeah, I forgot. They're really resilient. Planes on this don't always, and helicopters don't always like explode when they hit the ground. Sometimes, if you're lucky, and the fall isn't too bad, they survive. And I forgot that that one survives quite a lot. It's quite a fun gun. And you could go in a lot of these houses, which was pretty cool. A lot of the earlier Battlefield games, you couldn't even go in the houses, although I do If I played this now, I would really miss the BF1 dynamic they added, where your house could take damage in a range of different places and be destroyed. You can't destroy... Do I have C4? Oh, here's a C4.
Ouch!
Fuck. You got these meaty frigging chunks of dynamite. But as you can see, they do nothing to the house, because there was no such thing as destructible scenery in these days. What have we got here? What a smoke grenade.
Bravo battery is just fired.
Oh yeah.
Over.
So that giant artillery cannon tank I was in earlier often relies on people out in the field who have binoculars. If you spot an enemy with the binoculars,
Bravo battery is just fired. Grid. Over.
I think it gives you some kind of distance attribute when you're in the cannon, which allows you to hit them like the mortars on BF1. You sort of see on the map vaguely where you're meant to be shooting, and you can adjust your aim. That was quite cool. How does the smoke grenades work? Do you just press G? Do you not press G? Is there a special button I'm missing here? Oh, I can't pick it with the number keys for some reason, but that's a smoke grenade. Oh shit. Well, so there it goes. Chucked it off a cliff, but there it is. These do quite a nice job. They did quite a nice job of hiding you. Even though you can tell they're like sprites and things. Oh, what is this camera view? And the animations, man. There's no takedown animations like melee takedown or anything. There's nothing like that. You just kind of... When you're doing that near an enemy, they take damage. Oh, I didn't pick another class. That was daft. Why did I pick another class? Let's get a shotgun. There's a shotgun somewhere? Support has a shotgun. Oh, look how short it looks. That's hilarious. It's like a pistol shotgun. I like how quick it is to recover from each shot, but it's still not as quick as BF1. You've got some delay there. So let's take an Apache. I think it might be pretty much the only thing... Oh no, there's a... Okay, it's not the only thing we haven't looked at here, but let's take it out anyway, because I think we can land it. Well, the Apache is fun, but it's not as fun as the Iraqi alternative. Oh shit. Now be careful flying this. Right, you have to... Ah man, I have to get into the knack again. Right, these are... Helicopters are genuinely... You have to have skill to fly them in this game. And it's all about weight and where you put your mouse cursor, and you can flip really easily if you're not careful. Look at the firepower you get though. That's the main anti-infantry rockets, and then on the front there's a gun turret that your co-pilot handles, which is like a little minigun, and then there's a secondary rocket which takes out tanks. Slower firing but extremely powerful. I wonder if I can... I don't have the cursor on this view, but I wonder if I can take out a tank of ours. There we go, look how powerful that is. And I've got to reload, so you got to wait for the reload of those particular kinds of rocket. They're very powerful if you get them right on target, but if you just miss slightly, the rocket misses, there's like hardly any splash damage, so it's like really powerful but only if you hit. And the view is constantly moving. And you're constantly changing, you're holding the mouse the whole time just to make tiny little changes in where you're moving. And you're pressing, I'm pressing W actually to speed the rotor up, so I go upward, and then letting go of W just drops with gravity. Let's try and land. I'm glad I vaguely remembered. What the fuck? Yeah, that can happen. The stuff at the airport just magically spawns in, and if there's something on the airport in the wrong place, it spawns on top of it and just telefrags it. That's actually really funny. Right, let's take... I didn't spot this. There's an F-16 on the runway, so let's take that out for a fly. And we'll fly to the Iraqi base. And then I think I'll suicide or something, actually. These are very nippy. Awesome to fly these jets. The map's big enough that you have a lot of play area, maybe a lot bigger than MBF1. Yeah, you have way more area to fly than MBF1, so you can have these faster jets. Shit, pull up! No! Okay, well I showed you the F-16, and now we're going to go over to the Iraqi base and be an Iraqi. Opposition. Oh, I should show you the shotgun for the Iraqis, it's amazing. I always used to love playing the Iraqi team because they've got way better toys. I'm afraid they have awesome vehicles. So what we have here is I believe it's a MiG-29, a MiG-28 or MiG-29. This is their jet. Then on the other side you've got the Frogfoot, which I think is like Su-25, which is their bomber. And this is a Hind helicopter, which is like my favourite thing. I'll take the Frogfoot out, then we'll have a look at some of the ground vehicles. This is their bomber. It's actually quite nippy for a bomber. Most of the bombers are a little slower. Look at this map. I know it's a 1942 map, but it's a beautiful map, Gazala. It suits Desert Combat way more than it suits Battlefield 1942. Oh, careful not to bomb my own wings. Nope! That was not careful at all. Okay, I bombed my own wings. Let's spawn up at the vehicles. Oh, did I tell you about this shotgun? It's basically a sniper shotgun. It has a wide spread, sort of. It fires fast. There is a bit of a delay, you can tell. If I fire as fast as it can go. But do you see where the bullets are landing? You can vaguely make it out at this resolution. Oop, reload. Oh, it stopped me from firing. It didn't auto-reload. That's cool. See how they don't spread that much further from the eye? You can use it to snipe. You can literally, if there's someone hiding behind that tree, they will take a lot of damage. It's got a kick though. But you can recover with the recoil. You can recover from that. That is insane. It's like a sniper shotgun. We've got a health pack. You don't throw the health packs, you just kind of wiggle them around. Oh, there's a mortar. How's mortars work? I can't remember mortars on this game. Wow. Yeah, so you don't get the map view, I don't think. Does anything happen on the map? No, nothing happens on the map. You've just got to... Shit! Okay. I'll show you that in a minute because I didn't survive. What did I? Oh, I spawned in a HIP. Right, this is a HIP helicopter. It's a slow-moving transport helicopter. The Iraqis niche off the Russians. I mean, all these are Russian vehicles. A lot of them are Russian vehicles that the Iraqis just happen to have. So you're basically kind of playing with the Russian toys for the most part. Can I do this without killing myself? It's not like BF1. Can I? There we go. Right, higher. Let's go higher. Right, so don't launch. Right, I've got to be careful not to bring it down to the horizon line too much. Yeah, because it's coming closer. That's kind of fun though. It's not the same. In fact, It's not the same. It's not the same as BF1, but it's kind of more fun. That's more fun, isn't it? It always gets a bit stuck though when you put it down. Let's try flying the hip. It's very... Ooh, look around. It's quite nice. The hip's very slow, it's a bit rubbish, but if everyone has camped the airports and taken all the cool vehicles, which happens in a packed game, everyone just takes all the cool vehicles, and you need to get to a flag, so there's a flag on the map. I'm not going to go there because it's so slow, but you can just take this, and I think people can spawn in it. I think that feature is actually built into this game. You can actually spawn in particular vehicles. This one is one that you can spawn in, and there might be like a couple of others. You can't spawn in everything. You can't spawn in everything that has seats on the map. I'm gonna try and land now. Pray for me. Oh, I'm bailing. Wait, do I have a health pack? There we go. Primary weapon key is 3, that's a bit weird. So we've got a BMP, which is a light tank. That's pretty cool. It's very powerful. It's got a rocket launcher and a missile launcher for the pilot. They seem to have the same kind of anti-air emplacements, just looking over there. Oh, those ammo crates. I drove past some little green boxes on the floor. Those are just ammo crates dotted around the map. So let's take the MiG. The MiG's very nice. Very smooth and sleek and stylish and fast. And it's got this lovely colour scheme of silver and dark green, which isn't very camouflage. Fuck, can I fly? That's cool. If I can take out that, slow down a bit, take out that little BMP. Can I take it out? Fuck! No, I can't. See, that's really sensitive to try and fly. This is the... well, yeah, I'm sure you can tell it's an RPG. And it's cool because it fires fast and it doesn't stop you running or stop your animation or like suppress you from running. I think you can run while firing. Just keep going. So you can fire really quickly. You can pop out of a bunker. If you know if you're hiding in a bunker at a flag and you're taking it, and then you hear that there's tanks outside, they've come to get you, you can just locate the tank and then pop out. And then just duck in, but it takes a few hits actually to kill the tank. Oh, so it takes 2. Okay, bigger tanks I think it takes 3. Let's take this. This is... I can't remember what the name is of this tank, but it's really nice, and it's the flip side to the Abrams, but the Iraqi one. I think it's like a T-30 something tank. T-30 something. It's a beautiful colour, looks cool to my eyes anyway. I prefer it a lot better than the American Abrams tank. I don't know why, I just love all the Iraqis' gear a lot more than the gear that you get as America. Can I get in this turret? Ooh, that's a meaty turret. Yeah, that's a nice turret for taking out infantry. I'm going to take my favourite ship now. The Hind helicopter, yes, the Mi-24 I believe it's called. But it's the Hind. And it's heavier than the Apache, so it has different handling characteristics. And you'd be surprised how many noob pilots there were in DC who just got in a helicopter and they didn't know how the fuck to fly it and how the weight distribution worked and how to be accurate and stuff. So I had fun getting to grips with the helicopter and knowing that I could actually do a lot with it, and was quite good at dodging rockets on the ground and doing quick maneuvers. Because this is again another helicopter that can easily flip and kill you if you don't distribute the weight right and use the cursors and the mouse together. How much firepower there's. This one actually can carry troops inside as well. So the Apache can't do that. It's only a two-seater. This is a two-seater, but also it's got a troop carrying module in the back. It would fit like 3 or 4 people in the back, I think. Let's use some anti-tank rockets on some stuff. Well, I've looked forward to doing this for a while, getting back in the Hind. This is a cockpitless flying view now. This helps a little bit. It's not as fun as the third-person view is the view I find the most fun, but if I really want to target enemies on the ground, I think I need the cursor. If I want to hit infantry and I want to do a quick strafing run, I use the third-person view like this from behind. Because you can just brush the ground with a bunch of rockets and then duck back under cover. It is actually quite difficult to stay alive in air vehicles because the anti-air stuff is really powerful in DC. You have a lot of firepower in the air vehicles, but it's also, you're quite fragile to all sorts of ground attacks. I love peeping up, peeping up at like, I know there's someone in one of these bunkers and I fly all this way just to find them, and then just like, oh, see, I completely missed that time. Just like peeping up in the ground like that and then taking them out and then flying off. Down a valley or something. Constantly fighting with gravity in this thing and fighting with its weight, and it's not very far. It doesn't look very fast moving and fast to turn, but it gets faster in certain situations, like when you're dropping nose down. Let me see if I can replicate that. So I've let go of W and I tap W and I'm actually going a lot faster now. Or I can hover on the spot if I'm very careful. But you actually put a lot of, you have to have a lot of, I'm tapping at really weird intervals to actually try and maintain myself hovering at this point. I really like that. Slightly complicated, difficult to master physics controls in vehicles. They should do more things like that, so that only certain people getting into vehicles on a game like Battlefield can actually fly the thing well, because it's physically difficult, and there's a knack to it, like there's a knack with firing some of the guns in BF1 right now, like that, but with vehicle physics. Actually lands quite nicely. And then you've got a little rocket truck. And this is their artillery truck. Again, with the binoculars, you can there's a, I don't know how it works, but there's a mode where if someone's used binoculars on something, you get a certain view on that vehicle that allows you to aim better. Oh, this is good. So this is the Iraqi's anti-air gun, and this is really cool. I love the sound. Gat, 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 gat. It's very cool. And if you, as you can see when you're in the turret, I don't know if I can show it right. Let's get into the first person view. Here we go. The turret, this is as low as it can go. Like I can't, you see that tree there? I can't turn to reach that tree. Because obviously this is an anti-air vehicle, so they wanted the turret to point up mainly, so you're mainly shooting planes and shit. Because it's incredibly powerful against planes. But if you want to shoot it at a ground target, which I think the game developers were trying to stop you to do because it's so powerful, you can. Obviously, all it takes is you have to find a hill that's facing down while you're facing your target and sit on the hill like this. This is a really... Why have I picked a hill with sandbags in front of it? You see an enemy over there. You just find a hill like this that's facing down towards the enemy, and instantly your gun is able... I mean, that's as low as I can get it now. Your gun's able to reach lower down targets. And that's all it takes. I still can't reach that one, for instance, so I'd have to find another hill. It's such a cool little vehicle though, I love it. The Shulker. Love it. So I think that might be all the vehicles. Maybe that's all the vehicles. I think that's all the vehicles. So let's just have a look at some of the maps that they actually built for this, because they're fun too. There's the DC splash screen. I love those little startup sounds on the radio. So this has got water in it. I forgot about this. I mainly know the docks bit. This is Al-Kafji docks. 15 seconds. Oh, fuck you. I keep forgetting to try and find the settings of that and turn that down. Insertion time, will it be called? I don't know. And this is the assault class for the Americans. I think I can... How do I do my secondary fire? Oh, here we go, it's an actual option. Yeah, you set the... It's just like a weapon. It's the same weapon, but they've set it as a different weapon. You get the grenade function. And if you crouch or you go prone, can I go prone? Yeah. Obviously your reticle gets way more accurate. And in this game it's super accurate. And here's how you get some ammo actually, which should be in... They should put this in BF1, I think. Little health and ammo stations on the ground. I guess it enforces teamwork if you don't do that. This is a rib, so there are more vehicles. Rigid inflatable boat. And so we have one, like there's a base starting flag over there, and everyone gets in the server and it's their quest to assault the dock here. So it's like a D-Day thing. There's a ladder. Got the ladder. Ooh, a Beretta. Nice. Oh, can you drive these? Yeah, there might be... Can I drive these? Fuck! It's got a machine gun on it. I've forgotten this. There's a forklift truck you drive! I forgot that too. I'm going over there. Oh, it does have a horn. So this would be a flag, I guess, this bit, Al-Kafji docks. There's a freaking forklift. They just put this vehicle in and everyone lolled. I think it's got no real purpose. It's just, they literally added vehicles in for fun. Because it was so funny just to have these wheeling around and you managed to actually get a kill with these. It's just so fucking funny. It's really fast and it's got that kind of motorcycle BF1 physics where it's like the turning is ridiculous. The slightest sideways motion turns you wildly. Alright, let's have a look around this map. See, I don't think there's any... I'm not sure, is there aircraft in this map? The enemy team might have aircraft. It's sometimes asymmetrical. Like, one team on the map will have a bunch of vehicles and shit that the other team don't even have. I quite like that. These roads, look how wide these roads are. Look at the level of detail as they blur away from the eye. So this is I guess that's a... Wait.
Soldier, you will return to the action immediately,
oh.
or I will have your stripes. Do you understand?
Shit, this is how combat areas work in DC. Fuck. I hate combat areas. They exist in these games as well, but luckily the maps in Battlefield 1942 and Desert Combat by default are way larger. So the combat areas, you don't spend so much time worrying about them. This map isn't actually that large. I think we've gone from two ends of it just here. We've gone end to end down this road. Oh, yeah, there are more things, aren't there? There's oil tankers, which you don't get in many maps. I wonder if they're specific to this map. I think the forklift trucks are only specific to this map and one other. Hold on a sec. Do I still have a... You can blow these up, and you can drive them, but they're bombs, so you can park them somewhere and use them as a roadblock, and then when you want to, you can use them to blow up enemies. Wait, is there an ammo depot around here? I need grenades. We'll go and find one now, see if there's a pile of... There's some mattresses. Oh, my truck blew up. Yeah, if you take a truck and drive it off somewhere, you'll take a vehicle and drive it off somewhere and then you park it and leave it in a different spot, it blows up on its own. This has a gun turret on it. I wonder if that's very powerful.
We need reinforcements.
Yes, that's fairly powerful. Let's take that out. The others are just cars, just kind of... Let's see. The others are cars just like this, really. Oh, the other one's got a rocket launcher, actually. Let's take that. I didn't even notice that. That's just a car, just like this, but without the gun. This has a freaking RPG mounted on it. I'll take that out for a spin. Beep me, motherfuckers, get out the way! And then... Oh, where's the forklift? Let's blow up the forklift. I'll blow up the forklift, guys. I've had enough of the forklift. Wait, has it blown itself up? Oh no. It's not blowing itself up, which is surprising, because normally they do. We're going to blow up the forklift. It's going to be amazing. I think it just lost its wheels and the rest of it just survived. I'll shoot my own camera. Oh no, it didn't quite work. I made a dumb film, like a machinima film, with my brothers on this map. Wait, was it this map? It was partly this map. It was a mixture of this map. Yeah, it was a mixture of this map and some other maps, I think. Actually, I thought there was more to this map, but it's actually really small. Basra Nights. Oh! We might get into this one. I ran it in compatibility mode. I wasn't getting into maps, so I ran it in compatibility mode for Windows XP. Seemed to get us in. Okay, I don't know, hopefully we can get in the other maps now, maybe, that I couldn't get into before. But this is Basra Nights. This is pretty cool. This is, there might be vehicles, but it's mainly an infantry only map. I actually played this at a LAN party, yeah. I went to a LAN party once in Gloucester with a bunch of nerds, an army of nerds. And including the guy who hooked me up to the beta testing with the developers, and a bunch of people from my old mapping community. And we played this, I think, with the full room. We somehow got the full room playing discs of... Back in those days, let me tell you a story, child. Back in those days you used to put a CD in the drive to run the game, and you had to have a security code if you were installing the game, and you had to have the CD in the drive unless you had a special hack, which you weren't supposed to have, something like that. So not everyone had, for running the game without the disc, essentially. And I was at LAN party, and we got, like, everyone in the room, somehow we got into a server to play this map, and we got playing DC, and I was really happy to play it sort of live, I guess. Again, this has got the... Ooh, I've died, I jumped off a cliff, okay. This has got the BF1 problem of can't seem to make night maps look like night maps. Not dark enough. But I like the vibe of it, I think it's a cool look. And it's a map full of buildings, and you can go in the buildings, you can go down the back alleys. When you first start playing, you don't know all the places you can go, so it's like one of those kind of maps where you learn your way around. Like, here's the looking down map. You learn your way between, obviously once you start taking flags, because there's only like 3 or 4 flags, you sort of learn all the different nooks and crannies and places you can go. Oh, it does got vehicles. To ambush people and stuff, and that's really fun. You know, having your team move around and ambush people. And look how wide my reticle is. Not going to kill anyone like that unless they're right in front of me. You can't vault over things, which is sad. But when you go prone, unlike BF1, BF1 has this weird fucking mechanic which I really hate, where you go prone and if you just turn your mouse you slip around like a bar of soap. I fucking hate that, man. Yeah, oh look, we got a behind view. This is a bit weird because it slips you like a bar of soap, like on a horizontal axis. Which means you get into these situations like this where your legs are just sticking out and you get killed. Or like you're trying to be sneaky and do something but you don't realise your elbows are jutting out over the terrain. There's got to be a compromise, you know. Because I like going prone, but I don't like the Battlefield 1 thing of you go prone and you just freaking slip off the surface while you're trying to aim at someone. Yeah, so let's see some more maps and hope this doesn't crash. Fingers crossed. Aha, it got through. Okay, I fixed it. Run it in compatibility mode for Windows XP. Or earlier Windows. This is what I thought the docs was linked to. Because I'm confused in my mind, because... Why am I confused? Yeah, I made the Machinima film with my brothers.
224, we spotted an enemy gazelle landed in a marketplace.
Roger, I'm going to investigate. And I'm thinking that the docs in this one were the same map, but in actual fact, it's just shown in the film that way because I've built a fake geography in the movie where that map links directly to this map. But they're both separate maps, so actually the docs has nothing to do with this. This is a cool little daytime Iraqi town with loads of roadblocks and shit. This street is a sniper fest as fuck. You drive down this street you're very likely to get taken out by RPGs and stuff. There's a pretty straight line there to the enemy spawn, but most of what's going on, I think all the flags are down these back alleys, which are parallel to that road, but they're behind the road, and it's just a lot of accessible buildings that you can go in, and you can climb up sniper towers and things like this. And I was really happy with this type of gameplay in DC. You didn't really get any of this in BF 1942, where you could go to different parts of the map, attack from different directions, go in all the buildings and stuff. And when Battlefield 2142 came out, I believe I was remembering the gameplay of this map quite a lot and how I enjoyed it, and how 2142 was doing a good job of improving upon that, except adding stats and unlocks and the things we're now all used to playing Battlefield 1. Fuck! I slipped. See, the little slips and things are quite funny in this game. I mean, it's for a modern gamer it would piss them off, but for someone like me, it's just kind of funny if you make physics-based mistakes in the game, or you have problems getting in things. Because obviously it's meant to be a realistic game, right? It looks like it's meant to be a realistic game, but at the same time you just have people doing absolutely ridiculous things, just trying to stop getting stuck on terrain and stop slipping off things. And you can do so many funny things. Well, what's behind here? Oh yeah, you start over the bridge, don't you? So you can snipe people. Oh, there's a... yeah, that's a vehicle I didn't show, isn't it? The Striker. It's a really gnarly, cool-looking APC. So some vehicles are for certain maps only. This has a super cool machine gun where you can't actually see the machine gun operator's head. It's all exterior. Very cool animations going on there. Look at the bullets coming out. And I think, yeah, look at that. You can throw a ring of smoke grenades. Actually throws a smoke grenade in the direction the gun's pointing. I like that. I think it can carry troops in the back. I would hope it could carry troops in the back. Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, there's you can see on the icon down below. There's the gun position, then there's two troops can sit facing each other in the back boot, and then they can just look at the map and then get out when you're near the flag they want. And maybe they can defend. So that's not as satisfying as using the RPG. I think the sound effect's a bit rubbish. Mind you, the RPG in older versions had a way better sound effect than it does now, I think. Don't crash! Don't you fucking crash. Ooh, that looked so close. This is called Almas Day 2. And I thought it was going to be a night map. I'm going to go on the opposition side anyway. Oh, did you get a Dragonov? Is that a Dragonov? No. Yeah, so day 2, okay. You get tanks on day 2. Is that the main thing about day 2? I've got to check this out. So this is the BMP. I have showed you the BMP. But I didn't show you the BMP2. Which, I mean, if I had to pick them between them, I'd pick the BMP1. But the BMP2 is different. Its primary fire is the rocket launcher, and its secondary fire is just a machine gun. It's like a bit of a weaker version, maybe. I don't know the attributes of the rocket launcher. Oh no, there's the rocket launcher's actually on the roof in a second seat. So the gunner gets a rocket launcher, and the guy with the main cannon gets rockets that come out of his main cannon. And I didn't show you this. Some of these vehicles... Wait, is this off map over here? I don't know. Yeah, hold on. The red stripes are off map. So if I go to the American flag, that's where this becomes handy. Some of these vehicles, this is a light, like an APC. Yeah, I can't remember its name. So secondary, you get a machine gun. There's not much of an APC. Alright, so the passenger seat can use binoculars basically to call for artillery. Some of these vehicles are amphibious, and this is an amphibious vehicle. I think the BMPs might be as well, and one of the artillery trucks, I'm not sure if it's on both sides or just one side, is also amphibious. They didn't really mark out. Did I show you that tank over there? I didn't show you that tank. Here we go. Now I'm not going to explode, like if I would drive a car in here I'd probably explode or something. It's a bit weird having an amphibious truck here if you can't actually... They haven't sloped the land very well so you can get out. And this is M1A2. I don't know what its little call sign is though. This is pretty cool. I enjoy this on the American side. It's probably my favourite tank on the American side. It's nippy as hell. You got the quite powerful cannon as your number one, and you've also got missiles. Which are pretty potent. So you're powerful and fast. So I really like this American side tank. If I was playing Americans, I'd like this tank. Pretty fast, you can take out troops, you can go fast, you're small so you can hide in gaps and shit if you need to. Like if I can hide from rockets that are attacking me, I can drive down this back alley if I'm being shot from either side until I know where the rockets are coming from. And then I can make off and never be seen again if I want to. But I think the difference with this Alnas Day 2 is just they add more vehicles. I actually thought it would be a night variant, but I've obviously misremembered.